I want to home in now on some of the additions in Windows 10 and Windows 11. First, there's the Home Edition. This is kind of a stripped down version. It's available in both Windows 10 and Windows 11. It cannot join a domain, so you could not use it in a business. This is, by the way, typically what you'll find if you just go to a store and buy a computer off the shelf. You'll get the Home Edition. With the Pro Edition, you can get Pro, by the way, at home by usually purchasing through, say, a website and customizing it so that they put Pro on for you. And in the Pro Edition, you get some things that you don't get with Home Edition. For example, you can join a domain if you want to use it on a domain environment. You also have the capability of using local group policy, and BitLocker is available. Education has many of the it's kind of a hybrid between Home and Pro. It has many of the options that Pro has, but not all of the options that Pro has. So it's kind of a hybrid between the two, and it is designed for educational use, as the name implies. There's a Pro for Workstations. The Pro for Workstations is for high-powered PCs that you might find in a workplace environment where you want some very intensive kinds of applications, for example, high graphics or a lot of number crunching and that kind of thing. There is a Pro Education version that gives you the entire Pro experience. In fact, it's much like Pro for Workstations. It's an education version for powerful workstations. This is really an optimal one for students who have the equipment and can afford it. This has almost everything you can imagine in it. In fact, it's almost identical to Enterprise here. Windows 10 had something called the S Edition. It's more like an S mode. That's an interesting one for low-end computers, tablets mainly, that only allows installing applications from the Microsoft Store. Now, you can usually convert these to a regular Windows 10. Once you convert it, you can't convert it back again. But the S mode was for low-end, lightweight machines. And as I said, it only allows applications that you can get out of the Microsoft Store. Windows 11 has one called Windows 11 SE, which is a very lightweight educational. It's like the S Edition, except it's S Educational, and it's for very, very lightweight computers that you would use in a classroom, for example, or have your students have. You can't install anything. You have to have somebody who is authorized, an administrator who's authorized to install things, and in many cases they can only install what Microsoft has approved for them to install. So it's a very, very limited version of Windows 11. There was in Windows 10 a Windows 10 LTSC. That stands for Long-Term Service Channel. And what that means is that it doesn't update itself. So it allows the corporate entity to do the updating through its network. You don't want necessarily updates going on in your enterprise if you have proprietary software that update might break. Interestingly, there is not yet a Windows 11 LTSC, although I believe that it is coming. The last I heard, it is on its way and will be released sometime soon. So that's it for the various versions. I've only given you a very brief look at some of the capabilities of them, and you may want to dig in a little deeper to some of them if you're interested in just what version you might need to do what you want it to do.